Are you looking for relief from stress, anxiety, or pain? If so, you may want to consider trying CBD. CBD is a natural compound found in the hemp plant that has been shown to have a variety of health benefits. CBD can help relax your mind and body, reduce inflammation, and improve sleep. It is also non addictive and has no known side effects. If you're interested in trying CBD, check out our website at www.hypnotize.me.com. And remember, if you're not hypnotized, then you're not doing it right. That's hypnotizeme.com, www.hypnotizeme.com for our high quality CBD products and drinks. Hypnotize Me, a sponsor of the Boss Fest podcast.
It seemed like everybody want to be a boss these days. Everybody want to be a boss till it's time to pay out, you feel me? Till it's time to pay that boss cost. They ain't trying to have them tough conversations. Ain't trying to put in them extra hours, catching that windfall money, dealing with folks not being consistent. Don't get me started on the lack of sleep, but you know what they say.
Boss Life, BOSSFEST Boss Fest Podcast. Each and every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, guaranteed to get you right. BOSSFEST, the Boss Fest Podcast. They might make you laugh, make you mad, make you cry. Either way it go, it's a vibe. Tune in, catch the topic, get the tea. Ain't no shallow waters over here, we get deep. You sensitive, easy to offend, you need to flee. But them tough conversations gonna be happening. Boss Fest Podcast, they hold it down. Wednesday, 7 Eastern, man, it's going down. Tell a friend to tell a friend and y'all gather round. Get active in the comments, don't get lost in the crowd.
Hey, what's happening? It's your man DJ Bush. I had to show love to Kevin and Edwina, Boss Fest Butlers. Y'all know what time it is, the Boss Fest Podcast. But you already know what we live in.
Boss Life, BOSSFEST, the Boss Fest Podcast. Each and every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, guaranteed to get you right.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome again to another edition of the Boss Fest podcast. I am
running on CP time.
Hey, it's normal time. I am Kevin.
And I'm Edwina.
And we happy to have y'all back in the building with us as we go over
the topic. Leveling up in Q2 is our topic. I don't know what you was gonna say.
You seem like you're doing better today. You more engaged and ready to jump in like last week.
I don't need you to critique me. I don't need that. Thank you.
Sorry.
Happy Wednesday, all. I'm excited about this topic because I just feel like life has been lifing. If anybody can understand what I'm saying, like Q1 for us was not easy. The beginning of this year just it just hasn't flowed smoothly. This year is, I don't know, so far it just feels like it's about to be one for the books. So life has been lifing, and I'm excited to turn things around and level up in Q2. So I'm excited for the topic.
All right, cool. Jump right in there. I was gonna do like some.
Well, do whatever you're gonna do. You don't have to do what I'm doing, and you don't have to come for me, because don't come for me unless I send for you. Just understand that.
Yeah, you gave me my marching orders, and I'm gonna do my best to behave this week. So,
Okay.
do what we can. But yeah, definitely a good topic tonight on the Boss Fest podcast. Leveling up in Q2. So you say this is a good topic. Why is that?
I just told you why, because I just felt like life has been life, and it hasn't been an easy Q1. I just, told you what I thought.
I got that. So anything you gonna do different?
I think there's a lot of things I intend to do different for Q2. I would like to put a lot of focus into what I have going on in Q3. So obviously for my Q3 to be successful, I need to create that momentum in quarter two and in quarter one. Like you just got to keep creating momentum if you want to see success. So really for me, it's kind of changing up the marketing game of some of the things. It's a lot of different things I have to do. I just haven't been able to be as focused on the things I know I need to do because it's been a lot of regular life things like hitting me. So which you'll have those with any business. Um I just I'm not super person, so I can only do what I can do.
No, I feel that. So for me, as I look back at this past quarter, and I challenge everybody in business, even in personal life, I'm discovering through just through learning, reading, and things like that. Taking a second to reevaluate, your quarters versus your years. Typically, what we do is uh,
Let's start right there. I think that's a gem. Reevaluate your quarters, not just your years.
listen. So, however you define quarters, every 3 months, every 4 months, everybody can look at it differently. Shoot, your quarter could be every month. However you want to define it. Take a step back, see how you did. Was it successful? Was it what were your opportunities? What were your wins? And try to build upon that. For most people, what we do is we go through a whole entire year, and instead of really evaluating what really happened in that year, we just say when the new year starts, this is going to be my year. But you never really took stock of what you did the previous year to really dig down and why this year should be your year or what things you're going to change to make the current year better. So as we just jumping into this, we know we just went through the first 3 months of this year. Uh, Q1 for us, Boss Fest and things like, we had a lot of energy, a lot of engagement. In these past few weeks, it just dropped off. And that's because, we had to step back, reevaluate some stuff, and come up with a better plan so that way
I'll
we
say
won't
I
get cut.
felt hurt. I really like when we had to cancel,
Postpone.
postpone. I'm sorry. Postpone. Let me say
Postpone.
it right for the people in the back. When we had to postpone Boss Fest, I don't know why. It just felt like it hit me in my soul. And, sometimes things don't work out the way that you expect them to work out, but you have to be able to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. And I know we're setting ourselves up for something bigger and better than what the original date would have been. But I can't lie, like I definitely like almost mourned the fact that it didn't happen on that date. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it would be this Sunday if everything was still going to play. Like we would be right now if Boss Fest, the original date, was still going to play. We would be in guerrilla mode, trying to figure out this thing, that thing, putting together last minute stuff, trying to figure out how we coordinate all these different moves and pieces. And we might have found ourselves in a dire situation because things were happening in a good way, but it was happening so swiftly that things were starting to slip through the cracks and we wasn't able to
I
adapt
don't
to it.
agree with that statement
You
about
know?
things. No, I don't believe things were slipping through the cracks. It definitely was necessary to postpone due to what like everything that was going on. But I think the event could have been great. I really feel like it could have. And I personally think that there was just some external things working against the success that we could have had with the event. But nonetheless, it, like seeing the other side of it, I know it had to happen. Like I would have never made a move to go to Tampa. We would never see, a larger venue and have to deal with some of the size issues and work those things out if it didn't happen. So I know it had to happen, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. And I am learning that, like there are definitely setbacks in business, and sometimes you got to take a setback to make a great comeback or come up, whatever you want to say. But it doesn't negate the fact that you're like, ouch, this one took the win out of my sale or whatever you want to call it.
All right. So you wouldn't say something slipped through the crack. You would just say, hey, external things that were beyond our control made us have to reevaluate moving forward with that, with Boss Fest.
Yes.
Okay. I'll start to adopt that philosophy in that practice instead of saying things slip through the crack.
I don't think anything slipped through the crack. So I can't like. There's nothing that I can say. The things that we had in line for what we wanted the event to be, I think would have pulled off without a hitch. But it was like you solve one problem, and then someone's throwing a wrench in the next like situation, and just trying to make things harder and harder. I don't think that's something slipping through the cracks. I really feel like that is something saying not right now.
Okay. So for me, I ain't gonna necessarily talk about boss. I'm just talking about just reevaluating just business itself. So Q1, I'm sitting back, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the moves I'm doing right, but I'm focused on the things that I'm not doing. And I think that started to play more of a factor in just our business altogether, to the point where it almost seemed like when I'm speaking about different things, it almost seems like everything is going wrong, but it ain't necessarily everything's going wrong. It's just a few things that are going wrong, but I'm talking about it, trying to figure out how do I work through them. So this in Q2, on this podcast, I know I get on here talking about this is my therapy session, this, and that. Nope, 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 nope. I'm talking business. I'm trying to figure out how do I get to the next play? How do I get to the next level? I like showing people the struggles, but everybody ain't got time for that. Everybody ain't got time for your struggle. So I had to. My Q1 the opportunity I learned at Q1 is that everybody ain't got time for your struggles. Even though people want to see that you're human, they also want to see that you're succeeding, especially if they want to invest and bring gain to you. So that's what I'm doing Q2. Uh, Reevaluating my energy that I bring in everything that I do, business, life, marriage, fatherhood, all that stuff. I know I'm going to revert back at times, but I'm trying to make sure I stay conscious about just not dwelling on the opportunities and focusing more on the wins.
And there's a ton of wins out there to focus on. I mean, I think that's a lot of people in business that you focus on what's not going right instead of what is going right. But there always will be something that you could focus on negatively and not see like the positive in what you're doing. So, I mean, I just think we're only human and you want everything to be all roses, and that's not what it is. Like, there has to be some obstacles in business. No one just instantly wakes up and they're like, oh, I'm a millionaire, everything goes right. But you don't know how to make yourself better if you don't go through those obstacles. So, that being said, I definitely think uh, that's just the human part of us to see things that way. But I'm excited for what you're saying. Like, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I just got to put it into practice.
Agree.
So
But
I'm working on putting my opportunities into practice. Sometimes we see the things that hold us back, but yet I don't know if it's fear that stops us from moving forward to making that change, or if it's um, just I don't know complacency.
I think a little bit of both, to be quite honest. There is sometimes a healthy, well, maybe an unhealthy level of fear of success. Like, you've been at this plateau for so long that you don't know what success looks like. That puts you in a different bracket, that puts you around different people, and it can be scary. So I think it's honestly a little bit of both.
Yeah, but it's finding ways to work through that. So as I'm navigating through all this crap, it's very challenging for me. People have heard me say time and time again, "Hey man, uh, I was that person that thought this way, believed this way, did things this way." And as I start to really evaluate that, I realize it ain't really true in certain sense, but there are things that I have allowed just to stop my growth. And I just, I
Tell
just,
us what you allowed to stop your growth.
so I need to go into some stuff.
I mean, I'm just asking. You said there are things, so if you have some things that you're willing to share with us, why not?
All right. So I will share some, I won't ask you, but I'll share some things.
Okay.
So for me, some of the things that I allowed to hold me back was perception. Um, Definitely perception of how we move in certain spaces, and more or less perception of how I want myself to look in certain spaces. Like there'll be opportunities to do things, and I'll be like, no, I ain't doing that, just because I didn't think that was the right look or the right fit for me or the brand or the
Oh
business.
my goodness, I got more questions now.
And no, you're not gonna do that because we said we're not doing that.
No. What I said was is I'm not telling no stories, so I want to be transparent. But you said that you don't do things for the certain look. The question that I have behind that is, do you feel like the brand doesn't look up to par for those spaces? Or are you saying like the spaces are like almost not up to your level? Like which one is it?
Depends on the space. It can be opportunity. It can be both. For transparency, there are certain things that's going around. People say, "Hey, man, come be a part of this," and I'll look at it and I'll be like, "No, that ain't my look. Like that ain't for me. I don't think that's the right space to bring my brand, my business, things like that." Then there are other times where I'd be like, "Man, is my brand ready for this space?"
Okay. So do
So
you think some of that is just really just playing from a scarcity space as well? Where
it's playing from a confidence space. I don't know if it's necessarily scared. It's more or less, do I feel comfortable or do I feel I'm ready for that moment? And I look at it from like a sports perspective, right? If I'm on the field and I'm practicing every day, I get out there and I practice and I practice and I practice. I practice the same drills, practice the same motion, whatever it is. I feel confident in a game situation, I would be able to execute that drill or execute that play. If I don't practice it, when it comes down to game time, I'm nervous. I'm wondering, maybe I can get it off, maybe I can't. We may still win the game, but a lot of stuff looks messy. So for me, it's like, did I give myself enough preparation? Did I execute? Did I do enough pre gaming to
Mhm.
prepare for the game? And as a coach, I know this better than most. Like, hey, man, the game is won in practice. It ain't won on Saturday or whenever the whistle blows and
So
starts the
you're
game.
not practicing enough in your
So
business. Is
I don't
that
know
what
if
you're
I'm
saying?
not. Sometimes I don't know if I'm practicing enough, and it's some just and sometimes the practice is information. Do I have enough information? Do I have enough knowledge? Do I feel comfortable with what I'm speaking? Do I feel like people understand what I'm saying when I speak? Sometimes I can be thinking of a million different things. I know exactly what to do and what to say, but the way it comes out sometimes or the way it's communicated, I can leave some people like, huh, what you saying? And you is my biggest critic of that. But I'll be talking to you about something. You be like, huh, what? What I don't understand.
I don't be
And I'll be like,
understanding.
what you mean you don't understand? You sit here beside me. Like, yeah, I don't understand. I'm like, but I did this. That ain't sound like nothing what you were saying. So I'm trying to work on doing stuff that makes that process better.
Okay, so you're working on your communication and you're working on your level of knowledge in your business so that
Mhm.
that way you can get in certain rooms and have a level of comfort. Is that
Have a
what you said? Did I
yes,
do a good recap?
that's a good recap. So I can have a level
Okay.
of comfort. So that way, if I'm speaking, if I get on someone's stage and I'm talking about this information, this data, I know it. I can show it to you, but can I communicate it so that you know it and understand? And that's a piece that's challenging for a lot of people. A lot of people tell you, man, I'm a great player. I can't be a great coach. And you look at people like Michael Jordan, who was the greatest basketball player, quote unquote, of all time, but he ain't never finna coach nothing because he'll tell you, I'm not a coach. I
Well,
don't know
some
how to
people are
coach.
leaders and some people are followers.
Right. But you think of those people who have been excelling in that space, and just because they was able to excel in that space doesn't necessarily mean they know how to teach and coach and get the next person or even be able to communicate that to the next person. So it's working on those things.
Now, for sure, you say that in business, like everybody can't be a manager. You can maybe can be a good salesperson. Doesn't mean you could teach somebody else how to do it. So I think that kind of translates in a lot of different businesses. So kudos to you for saying that you're going to, change and find that level of confidence and knowledge. I think it's exciting. I hope I speak for the Boss Fest family. We're excited to see the level up um process for sure.
Doing my best.
So also in Q2 we have a anniversary. Like we'll be doing the podcast for a year. Um I don't know when. I don't know when we started. Why are you making a face?
In theory,
We've already been doing it for a year.
happy anniversary.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know why you gotta make a face like that.
I just made a face.
But so it's been a year for the podcast. So as we go into season 2, I'm really excited about that, which happens, I guess now. But season 2, we're looking to bring just a different aspect to the podcast. So, leveling up, getting out of the boss, I don't know what this is, kitchen, living room, or whatever, so that we can expand guests and topics. It's just, I think there's so many things coming for 2024, and I'm really just excited to see that. Thank you. We got a congratulations. We didn't even know when the anniversary was, but we appreciate it.
I knew what it is,
So when did we start our first podcast?
April
What?
something.
Okay, so we don't know, but we appreciate the.
It was April something. First podcast.
So Boss Fest podcast has been going for a year, which that's exciting in itself. Just to have something that like you didn't quit and you were consistent for a whole year in doing this and bringing a season 2 to the people. I'm excited for that.
What would you change besides moving to a new location? What else would you do about? What else would you change with Boss Fest, with the podcast?
And I don't necessarily feel like we need to move to a new location. I just want to be able to expand so that we can experience more guests and have different views on the podcast. So I'm excited about that.
So more interview style conversations.
There's more conversation with different, business owners and different perspectives. They don't necessarily have to be interview style, but I think it's really cool to be able to show our audience some of the other bosses in the community and how people are doing business. Like people do things different ways and success looks different.
Is there anybody out there you would want to have on the podcast?
Yeah, sure. Let's call some people out
Go ahead,
that
call them out.
haven't been on the podcast. I would love to see Markeisha and Vernell on a podcast as a couple and see how they like operate in business.
That's a good one. I like that.
Legit, because he's gonna be part of Boss Fest. I would like to get him on a podcast.
Yep.
You know what? I did not like how our episode went with Brandon Shot Me. So if I could redo that, I would love to do that.
Okay.
I feel like a dream podcast for me is to get Shans on a podcast. So just a couple people.
I see that. Definitely like to get Taj on the podcast.
So I didn't say Taj because he did kind of get on the podcast with us before as we were at Jazzmar's event.
We did, but I know something a little bit more. But definitely rock with Todd. Definitely the panelists from the Boss Fest panelists, definitely getting them on. I don't know. If I could, I don't know. I'd like to see if I can get Mr. Tinsley on the podcast. Just a different,
Okay.
like just a different era of someone that's been doing it for decades and been a pillar in our community. And just, if I can figure out that play, I think that'd be a huge look.
I mean, just getting different bosses in the room. I mean, that's kind of what Boss Fest is we bring different bosses in the building and show people a different perspective. You get different knowledge. So being able to do that with, bosses around here, I love it. This comment though, thank you guys for the congratulations. This one that says go on a hot seat. Listen, let me just like take a pause and tell y'all about my deep dive, my fear, right? Like sometimes I dream about the hot seat. So if you don't know who David Shans is, I encourage y'all to follow him. He does an entrepreneur podcast called Social Proof Podcast. And he does a hot seat where you get on the hot seat with him and he kind of goes into your business and talks about it. And some people blow up like for sure. So it's almost like a make or break kind of like conversation that you have, but you're fully transparent about your business when you sit in that chair. But I be watching a podcast sometimes, and sometimes those people just get eaten up. So it's like I want to do it for real because I just think it would be the ultimate, I guess, social media level up to your business. But I just be saying anything sometimes, and I don't want to be people's memes because that's where Blue Heart came from. If you ever watched like that clip, but yeah, I have nightmares about the hot seat. So I took us on a little journey, but I'm gonna sign myself up. 2024, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm signing up for the hot seat.
You're gonna do that one by yourself.
Because we did a mini hot seat
We
in
did.
Atlanta once, and it was
just bad for me.
Kevin was just pouring sweat.
Like, man,
And it was a mini hot seat.
That's when the fire Kevin started. Like, I don't know.
I don't even think that's when Fire Kevin started, but like he was asking you about like why the business and what drives us and why you get in the room for Boss Fest. And like we had to tag each other in. Nonetheless, you know what? Because we are making moves in 2024, that's what I'm gonna set my goal by the end of 2024. I'm gonna sign up to be on the hot seat.
She's gonna sign up to be on David Shan's podcast to be on the hot seat to have them critique the Boss Fest business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And if I'm a meme, y'all, like y'all come to my rescue. Like if people going in on me on social media, Boss Fest family, y'all help me out.
So you know what? That's one. I got you.
So this comment says for Mr. Tinsley, like I like that, someone that's done it for decades. I really feel like you should go beyond that rather than getting him just on the podcast. Let's get him in the Boss Fest room. Let's work on it because they really have been doing business for a long time and been in the community for a while. I think it's a good look.
I think it's a great look, and I'll work on it. That's it. I will work on getting in front of Mr. T. I know I got the connections. It's not like it's hard for me to reach out to him.
All right, so I said something that I'm gonna do by 2024. That's your action item. We are like over here making plays on the podcast. That's what you're gonna do. Okay.
Man, I want to hear somebody else action items for Q2. Y'all think about it. If you're doing business, you want to restart your business, and even if it ain't business, if it's life, just think about how you said you was gonna start the year. And look, are you living in that purpose? If you're not living in that purpose that you said how you was gonna start the year, reevaluate, figure out what things tripped you up, and go from there. I had a plan of reading one book a month. Put it on social media. I said I'm gonna read one book a month for 2024. I have read 1.5 books for 2024. So I'm behind my goal, and I got to keep reminding myself that, man, I gave myself this goal for a reason. It was to allow myself to become better at this, to become a better leader, become a better business partner, become better in business itself. And the books that I was reading was going to help drive that engagement, or more or less help drive that education, so that when I step in places, I am now talking with more purpose and conviction versus just kind of think of it off the fly or off information that I was delivering 2-3 years ago. And I don't want to be that person that's still saying the same thing that I was saying 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Like, man, things change, things evolve. And I see a lot of people out there that does that. If it has relevance, cool, do you. But ain't nobody gonna keep coming to see the same information delivered the same way every single time. They get bored of it. We're very fickle people. So we got to keep adapting. We got to keep adjusting. So I got to go back and read my books. I got a lot of free time that I
do. You got a lot of free time?
I have a lot of free time that I do not use wisely. I pretty much I'm not a gamer. I don't really game, but I like my anime. I'll watch some anime all day and get lost in that. And before I realize that I done lost 2-3 hours, and I just need to give myself a goal. I said I'm gonna give myself a goal of a book a month. What I need to do is just break that down a little bit better. Say, hey man, what's if the monthly goal seemed like it wasn't achievable because the steps were too big? Let me just shorten those steps. What if I say I'm gonna read 10 pages a day or something like that?
You could get in the morning meetup and you can read with a group, and then like every morning for the book club, they give you like we're reading pages 2 through 10 today. So like that's the goal because you got to come back and talk to the group in the morning.
I hear you. That sounds great. I'm not reading y'all books, so eventually when I get to those books,
so you could create your own book club, and then now y'all same thing applies.
Listen,
no book club.
Listen, no man, I like the book club because Aaliyah on here. I don't know if she's still on here, but me, Aaliyah, Cole, and I can't remember the name, Mr. Pastor. Okay. We was in a book club, right? And we read like we had like 2 or 3 books we was reading.
All right, shout out to the book club. What happened to it?
We read 1 book.
And then y'all decided y'all don't like reading no more?
Then I don't know if we decided we didn't like reading them. I think we enjoyed reading. It's just that life started life, and it was like, how do we meet up? Then, so me being a married man, and you know, I was the book club had a bunch of single people in it. The hell you over there with all them single people? The hell y'all doing? So I had to hear some of that stuff. But hey, man, the book club, we out here reading. But I think life was just life, and it just dissolved itself. Cole was kind of the driver behind it. DeJuan Cole, he was kind of the driver behind it, and like I think once that energy died off, we all just said, "Hey, it is what
All
it
right,
is."
well, you bring the book club back. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, did those comments happen? They absolutely did. Maybe you need to put some married people in your book club. Like, everybody can't be single. Mix it up a little bit. It just makes
I
sense.
mean, we invited everybody to the book club. I don't know what to tell you. Shoot. But I actually liked it. We read a couple of books. Like I think I had read, but because of the book club, I think I read like 3 books within like a month and a half. Jackie Robinson book. I read one, the warmth of other people's sun.
So basically, what you're saying is a group of people moving in the same direction helps you keep yourself accountable.
It does, because what it did was we would meet up and we would discuss the things in person. We had some snacks, we had some drinks, and we would discuss what we read and how we each took certain parts of it. And I know that's what the book club with the morning meetup is. How did you dissect it? But for me, the in-person experience was just I enjoyed it.
I mean, a lot of people say that even with business and brainstorming, sometimes in person and the I don't know, just however it is when you get to be like face to face with someone brings more excitement. So if that's what works for you, then create that culture for yourself. What's stopping you?
Procrastination. But Boss Fest Book Club, I'm putting it on the book. We gonna do.
I don't. So now remember, like, so I don't want to even say remember. If you put Boss Fest name behind it, you gonna have to really like do this. Don't put Boss Fest Book Club out there.
We gonna
and a book club meet for like one time and never reads a book.
We gonna start the Boss Fest Book Club. I'm gonna put some fillers out there, see who want to be a part of the Boss Fest Book Club. We gonna meet.
Maybe y'all should just do Kevin's Book Club until we know it's gonna take off.
It don't sound as powerful.
Then
Boss Fest Book Club.
I don't. We're gonna have to talk about it offline because I don't know. Right. I need to make sure that the book club is going thrive before it's called Boss Fest Book Club.
All right, so I can't use the name. What up? Forget you.
But that being said, so I just feel like those are some things that if you know what works for you, put those things in action, because we're already in Q2. This year to me feels like it's flying by. And I don't want to get to December and say, man, I had these things planned that I wanted to do and I didn't make it to it. And life took over and I didn't, get to do whatever I had planned for my business. Let's just move. If anime keeps you, stuck for hours, then maybe that's something you got to put to the side so that way you don't look back and say, what did I do this year? The older you get, the faster it kind of seems like time is going. And I got things that I need to do, like moves I want to make in business and in life. And I feel like I need to make those moves right this second.
Does sometimes moving too fast cause you to trip?
I mean, it could, but I'm not necessarily saying moving too fast, but I'm just saying like I want to make a decision and I want to start moving in business. So I definitely, from the time that we said we postponed Boss Fest till let's say right now, let's just say I've been on a vacation. We really went on a vacation, but it's just been like, okay, let's get back into it. And sometimes when you take a break from things, it's very easy to not get back into the flow of it. So I'm not saying, move too fast, but you definitely need to be moving.
So for me, I think that's what kind of draws into. I'm gonna say the complacency. That's what draws into like. Sometimes I think I have more time to do stuff than what it really is, and then once it comes upon you, you be like, "Damn, where did all the time go?" So I know that there are certain moves that got to be made. We still got life that's happening. We got a damn senior graduating.
Yes, I know. Y'all pray for us because I am just not okay. I am not okay.
They are expensive, and the things you try to do for them, then the other stuff that happens in life, you just always got to readjust and reevaluate just everything, and it's challenging because sometimes you think you got a well thought out plan, you think you got everything laid out, something hits you from the blind side, and like you got to get yourself off.
That's life in general, though.
Yeah, man, but sometimes people don't respect your blinds that you got hit, that you got blind side hit.
You expect people to respect you getting hit with life? Nobody cares about what's happening with you in your life.
I understand what you're saying, but if there are things happening and they say, "Hey, man, I gotta adjust or adapt or change the play a little bit," I don't want to always have to go through what the hell my life is doing. I just want to say, man, this is the play.
So what you're
Can we
saying is
still make
if you
plays?
have to make adjustments in business because something's going on in your life, you don't want to justify why I have to make that adjustment.
Not with the world, with the people that it matters to. Sure.
I mean, I guess it just I guess for me it would depend on why you have to explain that and who the people are that you're explaining that to. But I'll just say if anyone's out there and they have a senior, I know it's senior season because I see it all over Facebook. Y'all just tap in with those parents because we are just not okay. Every week I need to pay $200 and I don't even know why. I don't know what the money is going to. I don't know what the next thing is. And why do these children tell us what they need 2 hours before it's due? I don't understand that. But maybe that's just us. Maybe that's just our senior right now. But we
I think that's just kids in general in life. Before you had to prepare your parents for stuff, like it's like, hey, in 2025,
yeah, because your parents would just flat out say no.
right?
You
had
know
to
you
get
don't need to go.
Get them enough time. Listen, in 2025, I want to go here. I will need this, and this. What can we do?
And don't ask for no McDonald's because they don't have McDonald's money. This child will ask us for $500 for some school trip and then turn around and be like, I don't want that for dinner. I want this. But I digress. All I'm saying is we are in the midst of planning for college, a senior right now, and life is lifing. There's a lot of things going on. So in the next month, I think we have like major events just with our personal life while trying to do, our business. So I don't know. Maybe we just need a hug.
Side notes though, this past weekend, I was out at the adult Easter egg event, and I got to give shout outs to Big Z and Simone Alexander. They put together a great bit. The reason why I bring that up is because I've just kind of been watching their transition as they start to blossom into those people that the community are seeing more active and engaging and things of that nature. And like those are the inspiring people that's around me that I'm trying to pull energy from. It isn't always got to be some millionaire that you can't touch. It can be the people in your community that can help you look at what you're progressing doing in your business and say, hey man, why can't I move like that? We are in the exact same space. Why can't I mimic that or mimic that energy to build upon? Like sitting out, listen, an adult Easter egg hunt.
And do you know they just like randomly came up with that plan and just put it into motion? I would have loved to have attended that, but with the time frame, I couldn't adjust my schedule. But that was awesome.
Listen, so I was debating about going out there because work stuff started happening and it made my week very taxing. Luis, got to make sure I say it right. From this, that, and the other podcast, he reached out to me the week before and said, hey man, can I have you as a guest host on the pod? We're going to be out there in the event. I would love to have your energy out there. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll do it. But then
Lou got you to make sure you was going.
No, what happened? I was ready to call him and tell him I can't do it. In all transparency, like after a couple of 18-hour days, then a 24-hour day, then I had to go back in that late Friday, and I pretty much worked all the way from.
And why I haven't got no invite for the this, that, and other podcast?
Lou,
I'm feeling some type of way.
Lou already said you invited. You just ain't told him when you.
I'm feeling some type of way.
Whatever.
Continue your story.
But I went out there and I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do, what I was expecting. Energy from the podcast was amazing. The event itself, I didn't really expect to see that many adults running for eggs, but I said, wow, these women are getting loose trying to find these eggs in this little bitty ass circle.
But sometimes in life, you just want to just have a good time, and it don't have to be the club or the right setting to come out and have a good time. I hope they put on more events like that.
And that's what was amazing about the event. It was just, hey man, we taking something that happens every year and we're adding a twist to it. Instead of thinking about these kids, because there's a million egg hunts for kids everywhere in different events. Hey, adults, here you go. What was also amazing about it, Simone on the mic, not Simone, Big Z on the mic saying, hey, we're here for the Easter egg hunt. I'm sorry, kids, put your baskets away. This ain't for you. I said, dang, them little kids look heartbroken. You see the mamas with their baskets, like, yeah, we in. When people went and bought Dollar Tree baskets or dollar store baskets to go get them some eggs, I said, man, this thing is finna be amazing.
And why didn't Hypnotize Me put some gummies in the Easter egg?
We'll do better. We'll do better. We can definitely give some Hypnotize Me products.
I just thought for somebody to get a whole vibe in an Easter egg, like that's what.
See, sometimes you put some of them gummies in there, they might not. See, we got to make sure it's labeled correctly. You got to put instructions. You take half of a gummy. And
we'll work that out.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Shout out to them. Next Easter egg hunts, give us enough notice so we can get our disclaimer and the Easter egg.
Yeah, but I just like the fact that they're now creating more events. They did the cultural event in February. I said, okay, what they gonna play on next? Are they gonna wait until the next February to do it again? Or are they gonna do it in Juneteenth? What they gonna do? It's like, hey man, well, here's the next event. Boom. Run it. Shoot, you got the next holiday. Somebody's doing some Mother Day stuff. Figure out a different way to do some stuff with mothers. Like these women want to do this stuff.
I will be excited. I hope they do something for Juneteenth too.
I know we get a bad rep. Do something for the fathers. Put together
a Father's Day event would be really nice.
You put together a fly Father's Day event, like man,
y'all don't have anything. But
cards and dominoes and cigars.
Can y'all put
Father's
Kevin
Day event? Come
on y'all committee. Let Kevin be a part of the committee. He want to give your ideas so bad. Everybody tag Z and Simone and allow y'all let Kevin be on the committee.
They'll see it events. They'll see the podcast. But I'm just saying, like that's just that creativity that's around us that is building off of places they're going and people they're seeing and interacting with. Somebody's saying, hey, have you thought about this? And they say, no, I never thought about it, and putting it into action and watching other people's moves. Like, man, I think I can recreate something, or I can do something that's different and unique for this area. With Polk County growing as big as it is, we know we're no longer going to have the excuse of, man, little Polk County. It's in the book. Polk County was the largest growing county in the U.S. in 2023, and it's continuously to grow because we're in between Tampa, we're in between Orlando, but we got to get our minds ready for what's about to happen. People now need to be putting a business plan together, whether it's a major business plan or just you want to do your weekend hustle, because these people are coming, and they can either take it from us or we can already have our stuff locked in place and ready to go. Like, man, these people in city council making 5-year, 10-year, 20-year deals for the growth that's going to happen in this community. And we could be eating there too. Put these events together, and before you realize it, they market themselves. People start waiting on them. It's almost like Corey Toomey events. People already know the Deluxe is coming. The black party is coming, the all black party, the all white party, the Facebook party. They know these things are coming, so they anticipate, they expect it, they prepare for them. What if we can do something in a different space that ain't always clubbish, but we can still go out and have fun? 'Cause believe me,
We didn't know you was gonna preach to us though.
I'm done. Continue. I'm done.
I just wanted to say. So obviously, you already sold them. You know, when they watch the podcast, they know you want to be on the committee. Don't be mad. They know you want to be on the committee. It's cool. It's cool.
You just always love to hate.
I don't want to hate on you, but
You don't want to, but you do it.
We understood
No.
what you were saying.
You got it. Go ahead. You speak. I'm gonna be quiet and let you do your.
So in Q2, what you're going to do is just be quiet and let me make moves. Is that what I gathered from that?
Q2, I'm gonna be quiet and let you make your move.
You said it with so much anger in your face.
I'm gonna let you move us.
So I'm not gonna I was gonna say a sentence and I was like, nah, I don't say that sentence. Don't do that. But so back to Boss Fest, I am really excited. I did ask on social media earlier if someone knows of a podcast space. So we are looking to leave our Boss Fest table and to get into a space so that we can have, more guests. So if y'all know someone who has a podcast space or a good space that Boss Fest can be in, tag them, hit our inbox, whatever. We're definitely looking for that. But I'm excited for what the rest of the year is going to bring, especially once I make it past all of these senior fees and we can focus on the next Boss Fest event. I'm super excited about what that looks like. It's going to be shaping up to be. I'm excited about the committee that we have and all of the amazing moves that are going to happen around us. So, I mean, that's basically what I got for Q2. It is for me a chance like almost like a redo. What we didn't do in Q1, let's start all over. Let's get ourselves together and let's start running so that the rest of the year can be great.
Is there anything you leaving in Q1 that you're not taking in Q2 with you?
You know what I want to leave in Q1? I want to leave the sound guy in Q1. I do not want to talk about how bad the sound is on the podcast in Q2. I just want us to start and we made it past the sound issues. It's been a year and move forward. That's what I'm gonna leave in Q1.
Got it.
Dang, I thought you were gonna be really excited about me not selling out the sound guy every day.
I definitely would appreciate not being sold out every day.
Y'all, I feel like that was amazing news, and he just said got it.
I'm just waiting to see if it truly happens.
So I'm not saying that, like I jump out the gate and I'm instantly like, this different person. But what I'm telling you is for Q2, I am working on myself and I am not going to start the podcast by selling out the sound man. That is what I am working on.
So what I'm going to leave in Q1 is
it's the laugh emoji thing for me.
What I'm going to leave in Q1 is I'm going to leave something.
Yeah, because I don't know how you're going to top mine. Mine was good.
Yes, about me.
So if I had to leave something of my, like something for me personally that I really been struggling with, if I could leave it in Q1 for me, like I want to leave the fact that I allow myself to use you as an excuse for not moving. Does that make sense?
Yep, I like that.
So when something doesn't happen and you don't move because you're procrastinating, I can't let it be that we didn't move because you're procrastinating. If it's something I want to do, I need to move, whether that's with you or without you. And I am changing that.
It's still directly related to me. You just ain't got nothing.
That is a really good one because I use you as a crutch or as an excuse for why I didn't do something. And I am no longer doing that.
So for me, because I'm gonna talk about me.
Don't do that. I have said two great great things that I'm leaving in Q2, and you should be extremely proud. Like, I feel like somebody should be bringing me a cookie. Like, look at you go, girl. That is growth. But no, you just want to be salty.
Yeah, be a little salty about it. But for me, as I'm sitting here still contemplating, thinking about it, I'm going to leave not taking advantage of all opportunities, big or small. So a lot of times people hit me up and say, "Hey man, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I'll be like, "Nah, I can't really do it." And I sometimes,
People hit you up and say, "Can you do something?" You just be like, "No."
yeah,
Yeah, this is my first time hearing of that. Can somebody hit his representative because how you just be saying no for things?
because I don't want to do it.
What are these things?
They vary.
Oh, I don't like this.
Like sometimes,
It
hey,
feels like you stunting our growth by just saying no.
I might be
You
stuck.
didn't even bring it to the table.
I know. I just said no because okay. So this what I'm gonna do. This what I'm gonna leave in Q. I am going to leave not bringing the information to the table so that we can both make a decision on it together. So if something comes my way, somebody says, "Hey, this is what hey, can you do this? I would like for y'all to be a part of that." Instead of me just turning it down, I will bring it to the table. And I won't, and I'll make sure that I'll do my best and present it in a way so it ain't like me
Can people
trying to
stop
force you.
contacting you? Like, who are these people?
A lot of people.
A lot of people are contacting you. This is crazy.
People hit me up. I'm popular a little bit, somewhat.
Like, are they hitting you up on Facebook? Like,
Yeah,
how are they what is happening
Yeah, social
here?
media. Oh, so what happened is when I'm out and about and I'm doing stuff, somebody say, "Hey man, we really need to da 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 da
We
da."
really have an opportunity for you, and you say,
I-
opportunity? Nah.
And I say, and what I'll do is I'll blow it off. I'll be like,
Oh
"Oh
my
man, for
God.
real? No doubt. Man, listen, hit me up. Hit me up."
If anybody knows you, they know you don't answer your phone at all.
I am bad with messages. I think I answer the message. Like I'll read it, start writing the message, and forget to send it, and it'll just sit there. And in my mind, I already addressed it. And I'll go back 2 or 3, 4 days later, be like, "God dang, I ain't even send this message."
Y'all, I'm over here mad. Like, I hope you making up all these people that have contacted you because I am blowed.
There are people who contact me and say, "Hey man, I would like to work with you." It's mostly been related around pens and grant writing and stuff like that. And I've been slowly trying to back out of that space. I want to work with just a few organizations, a few groups. I ain't really trying to do much with that, just because the work that goes behind that process, everybody don't get, they don't understand, and I don't want to keep explaining that no grant is guaranteed. The only grant that's guaranteed, like I said, if you don't apply for it, then you're not going to get it, but you have to work your business. A lot of people sometimes think that, oh man, I have a business, so I should get $20,000 from this grant. Man, no, nobody even know. You barely know the name of your business, but you want me to get you 20,000? Come on, like it'd be weird to me sometimes. And at first, I used to be like, oh, I can do that for everybody. Now I be like, I can do that for nobody. And I see if they come back a second time, I'll be like, okay, maybe you serious.
Okay, so most of it's been around grant writing.
Most of it's been around grant writing. So it might have been one or two things related around pens. But if I don't think I can pull it off without you, I'll just go ahead and I wouldn't voluntarily put you in the mix of stuff. I used to get a whipping for doing that. So I stopped trying to do it. But I'll make sure at least this time I bring the information to you so that we can make a decision together, because
That's why you got fired.
that is why I got fired. I'm leaving getting fired in Q1. I ain't getting fired no more. I'm just gonna quit in Q2.
Right. I was like, what?
I'm just gonna quit. And you ain't gonna fire me no more. I'm just gonna quit.
You getting fired hurt your feelings?
No, but it was a wake up call. And then it ain't like it's not like I'm really fired. What it is that I can see how things that I'm doing can minimize progress. And we developed that term. We went to Atlanta and talked with Donnie and David. And
Donnie is the co-host of Social Proof Podcast who
Donnie
outright fired Kevin from his business. That's what happened.
She said, "Why are you still here? Fire him. Get him away from here. Matter of fact, you can go home. Matter of fact, You can just go sit in the car right now. She can do the rest of this by herself. Bye.
That is exactly what she said. She said, "Go now."
She said, leave now. Like, but we in a whole different state. It doesn't matter. Just go. So, okay, I'm just gonna leave. But
That is exactly what she said.
but it was a wake up call. So now you're hearing us say that from time to time. It's because I'm reminding myself of those conversations, those interactions. Like, man, why did I get fired? I got fired because I'm not taking everything serious. I'm not giving it the right energy it deserves. So stop getting fired. Either give it the energy it needs or get the hell out the way. Sometimes I try, like I have my moments, I have my peaks and valleys, but I'm trying to just make it level. No more peaks, no more valleys, just straight selling. I'm doing it. It's a consistent flow and it doesn't come off difficult or hard. It's just a natural part of the process.
Yeah, like what could it be if you just worked in the business and you just saw the success and you just saw the growth? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Let's say you work the business and things go great, and next time you see Donnie, she says, "Dang, you got rehired? Like, look at what you were able to accomplish. My bad, I was wrong. Like,
I don't never see her saying that.
my bad, I was wrong."
Yeah.
Maybe she say, "Oh, good job, good thing that you really wasn't fired."
Good thing you really wasn't fired and you stepped up and
I think she would say good job, but the point is that she saw in a short conversation with you the peaks and valleys and just felt like if you're not going to be all in, why be here? Because there is a thing where there's peaks and valleys and I have one foot in, one foot out. That does stunt growth. And that's basically what she was saying in the be fired. So if you're saying in Q2 that you are leaving that we won't see the peaks and valleys. You are all the way in. That's exciting to see. So we don't have to see anymore where you say, "Oh, my 9 to 5 or my whatever." You just want to see what you can build by doing this.
There it is. No more getting fired in Q1.
So you're leaving getting fired in Q1.
I'm leaving getting fired in Q1. You said what you was leaving in Q1. We're going to go into Q2. We're going to Q2. We'll figure it out. We'll reevaluate some stuff.
We got an amen in there.
We'll see.
Amen. No more getting fired.
We'll see what succeeded, what had opportunities, and keep improving upon it. That's all we can ever do. So we'll see where we're at.
I'm proud of you. I think there's some exciting things to happen and life will keep lifing. I think a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stuff. I'm sure a few people out there, 2024 didn't start as they expected. So for those of us that feel that way, it's time to dust ourselves off. Get up, don't give up, and keep going because we still got 3 more quarters and we can still be great. Like we will be great. It's going to be a great year.
And I know we talk about business a lot, but like I said, doing that process isn't just related to business, related to life too. Personal growth, personal development, relationships, family, friends. Man, sometimes you got to look at your friends and say, man, your Q1 wasn't too good, my boy. Listen, we got to shake some shit up.
With the friendship, you mean?
Man, listen, what if people actually reevaluated their friendships every quarter with people? I bet there would be less people
that hung around as friends.
Right. Either you're going to be less people that hung around friends or you're going to be less disappointment because you was able to say, you know what? I seen the signs early, but I ignored them thinking that you would do something different.
So in the evaluation of Q1, it was already shaky. Now Q2 evaluation says I can't continue this no more.
Yeah, listen, man, Q2, like, hey, listen, I like this about you. I like that. These things here, I don't necessarily agree with. So what can we do?
So this comment says God removed them anyway. So you don't even have to reevaluate them. God just gonna move them out of your way.
Man, but you know, sometimes don't you think God be taking his time on some things? You be like,
God be slow. That's what you
yeah, man. God's slow some days. You be like, dang, God.
Maybe there's a lesson like that you have to learn.
I hear that. There's some people out there in relationships like, man, God, why didn't you remove this person out of my life X amount of years ago? feel like you be telling that to God quite often. Your prayers.
You just feeling some type of way, like, wow.
You right on time.
I would agree. He's right on time. I had
That's a safe phrase to say for the Christians in the house. I got it. No, we ain't gonna counteract God, but I got it. But shoot,
This says I need to move before I get struck, right?
why you gonna get struck? God has a sense of humor. He made me.
So I'm gonna say I can think about a certain friendship. I think when it came into my life, I needed what it provided for the time. And then once I started, let's call it growing or whatever, I moved into a different season, it fizzled itself out. And I do believe it was right on time. So I think things move at the time. I can even relate that to Boss Fest. Like it's not moving on my time because I wanted everything to be in line for April. But the moment things didn't work out for April, things started lining up like amazingly. And you saw that happen like almost like instantly. So
It was
I
almost
think
instant.
I think things happen when they're supposed to happen.
So we'll get back to guerrilla marketing for Boss Fest. Y'all will see that content coming out. We know we got months now to prepare to make sure it's right.
And y'all share our stuff. Don't make us tag 99 of y'all because we will. But just, you see it and share it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, I will definitely tag like how I did for this podcast. And I get tired. I'm not gonna lie though. I make it to like 30 people and I just be tired of adding people. But all I'm saying is if you see it, share it, support.
Gotcha. So it's about that time wrapping up the Bosses podcast. I know we started a little late, but life was lifing, so we make moves, we keep going.
It was a certain reason, but I agreed to leave that in Q1, so I'm not even gonna talk about why.
Got it. So leveling up in Q2, everybody take a second look, reevaluate what you got going on, take a second look at what was done great, what had opportunities, what you need to fix, what you need to improve on, what is already hitting on stride, and put it on autopilot. So that way your Q2 looks a lot better. We know what things we're working on. Hopefully you was able to figure out some things that y'all can work on, build yourself, build your brand. We're doing this together. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. Whole purpose of Boss Fest is to continue to grow, continue to build, and get better together. So, you got anything you want to end people with?
Yeah. I saw Donald just enter the room, so I definitely want to say they have Pandora's Box. It is April 13th, I believe. So y'all get y'all tickets for that. And if y'all know of any events in our local area, definitely hit our inbox and let us know. We love to shout out things going around in the community so people are aware of them and things that we can attend as well. So if y'all know of something, definitely hit our inbox. We'd love to shout it out on the podcast. If there's some place that you love to see the podcast post up, also hit our inbox. We just trying to be outside in these streets.
Take advantage of us wanting to be outside in these streets. Sometimes the right event gets us in the room. We trying to build relationships. We trying to do this thing the right way. So listen, get us in the room. We definitely want to be a part of Pandora's Box, but
I wanted to be up though in Pandora's Box.
But that's the same. But that's the most senior stuff that's going on, and we gonna make sure that our child has the best senior experience she can. And next Pandora Box, we there. So we want to be locked in.
It says we're rescheduled. Oh, okay. Maybe we will have an opportunity to be there. It is being rescheduled. So let us know when the new date is.
Okay.
Don't do it on May 18th. I'm just telling you because that's graduation day. Not that I could like make people event dates, but don't do it that day.
Yeah, like listen, we learned that mistake too with Boss Fest. We picked the date and it's fun, and it created a whole bunch of problems.
Oh, you about to go down a rabbit
hole.
No,
we ain't going. We didn't talk about that now, but yeah, take a second, Donald. Pick a good date. We definitely want to lock in if we can do it. If the date isn't compromised with another event or something we got going on, you can definitely lock us in. And you know the energy we bring, and
Stop selling yourself in this podcast. We appreciate y'all coming. Oh, there's mindset maintenance May 5th. So y'all check that out. Donald dropped the link for mindset maintenance. And we are going to leave y'all and see y'all next Wednesday.
Peace.